game. Jarrell getting some, we got some of these steals, but just important that we pulled it out.
So you've got your style, your brains, and now you're going to hear someone else.
Yeah. I was listening to there was something college regular season.
You listen to it so differently now, don't you?
Yeah, I really do. But yeah, I was listening to college ball on the radio. I just listened to 97.1. That's
Sports
the only,
animal.
Yeah, that's the only sport. That's the only radio station I have in my car.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's the only one I have preset. Is number one, 97.1. Because I don't listen to music on the radio. I'll just check in if Thunder are playing that day.
I've got in case I have something wrong on my deal, I got Kathy, the scorekeeper's phone number.
Okay.
That way, if I have something wrong on somebody's totals, I can get a picture of the book real quick.
Ravens won.
Oh, they were up big.
Well, I saw the only score that the Texans had was a kick return.
Was it really?
Yeah, I walked in.
Ravens shut them down.
They got a kick return touchdown. That was, I guess, their only score.
Yep.
But yeah, the Ravens are much better. I mean, like Lamar could have done this 3 years ago when he won the MVP. He just didn't have the team around.
Good evening, Charger fans, and welcome to East Central Arena for the championship game of the Will Rogers tournament. In case you didn't know, the tournament was moved to East Central because Will Rogers had a flood in their arena. The Memorial Chargers have qualified for the championship game. Last night they defeated Collinsville in the opening round. They defeated Will Rogers JV, and now they're here for the championship game. So let's get ready to get, as they announce starters, let's announce starters for the Lady Ropers. A junior, number 0, Sanaya Morrison. She averages 26 points and 9 rebounds a game. A junior, number 1, Lindsay Overstreet will be starting for Will Rogers. She's a 7-point-a-game player as well as 3 rebounds. A freshman, Kamari Lomack, is starting. She averages 13 points and 2 rebounds a game for the Will Rogers Ropers. Elizabeth Clark, a freshman, averages 3 points and 5 rebounds. And Nellie Simmons will be starting, 12 points and 8 rebounds a game. Head coach is Carlin Akazam, assisted by Marcus Morrow, Kristen Clark, and Goy Lomack. The starters for your Memorial Chargers. Starting for Memorial will be number 1, Asia Roper, a 5'8" sophomore guard. She's averaging 8.8 points per game. Also starting is Neilani Goyd, a 5'10" senior for Memorial. Neilani is averaging 9.3 points per game. Kaylina Lowe, number 14, a 5'9" senior post player. Kaylina is averaging 1.5 points per game. Amari Landrum, a senior guard, number 20 at 5'2". She averages 4.3 points a game. And Matea Hall, number 21, a 5'9" guard. Matea averages 21.8 points a game. Will Rogers gets the tip, so Memorial will start on defense here. Starting out in a 2-3 zone as Will Rogers swings it around the outside, then in. Shot was up by number 1 for Will Rogers, Sanaya Morrison. Ball goes out of bounds to the Chargers. I missed something. I apologize. There was a foul there. That foul was on number 1 for the Ropers. Sanaya Morrison, her first personal foul, first team foul. Ilani Goyd with the ball. Swings it over to Matea Hall, puts up the first three-pointer shot for the game for the Chargers, and it is off back iron. Morrison brings it up. We have a foul on the floor. Foul's on Ilani Goyd, wearing number 18 tonight. That is her first personal foul, first team foul on the Memorial Chargers. Overstreet triggering the ball in for Rogers, out to Morrison. Guarded by Landrum, steps through, puts it up, and good. 2 points for Morrison. That ball knocked out of bounds by Overstreet for the Ropers. And Lonnie Goyd will inbound the ball for the Memorial Chargers. Nice pass by Matea Hall down to Kaylina Lowe. Kaylina puts it up and in for 2 points. And we are tied. We are a minute 20 into the game, tied 2-2. Lomack with the ball, gets it down underneath to number 30, Simons. Puts it up, rebound by Matea Hall. Matea outlets to Neilani Goyd, stops, pops for 3, and it's good. 3 points for Neilani Goyd. That is 5-2 Memorial. And we have a quick timeout called by the Will Rogers Ropers. It will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. The Rogers Ropers come into the game with a 7-7 record. They're at 500. They are 4-2 in district. Memorial Chargers come in at 5-7 and 1-5 in district, but that one win was over the Will Rogers Ropers at Memorial Veterans Arena a few weeks ago. In that win, it was nip and tuck the whole first half, going back and forth. And then in the second half, the Chargers kind of pulled away with it. as they got hot from the field and Rogers got cold, partially due to the defense by the Chargers. So here we go, back in action. As Will Rogers bring it up, Overstreet with the ball, gets it over to Clark. Now we got Lomack with it. Good defense by Matea Hall. That three-pointer was by Kamari Lomack and is just off. As Hall brings it up, gives it off to Amari Landrum, wearing number 28 tonight. Puts it off the backboard and no good. Number 0, Morrison, puts it up for the Ropers. That gives her 4 points. Chargers lead is down to 1. Goyd drives the bucket. And we have an offensive foul called on the Memorial Chargers, Kaylina Lowe. That'll be her first personal foul. Second Memorial team foul of the quarter. And Will Rogers will take the ball in. Ball brought up by Overstreet for the Will Rogers Ropers. Overstreet gives it off to Lomack. Gets it down to Simmons. Ropers are keeping it on the outside for now. Calling out a play. Now we have Clark with it. Back over to Overstreet. Back to Morrison. Gets it over to Clark. As they swing it around, get a three-pointer off. Number 23, Elizabeth Clark for 3. That's her first 3 points of the game. And now Rogers leads 7-5. And Morrison with the steal. Lays it off to Overstreet. Misses the layup. Morrison puts it back up and good. And now we have a timeout called on the floor by the Memorial Chargers, their first timeout of the half. We'll take a break with them. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll be right back right after this. As we start back up, Jalen Doan, number 3, is now in for the Memorial Chargers, inbounding to Matea Hall. Gets it up to Kaylina Lowe. Drives the back, puts it up just off. Out of bounds to the Memorial Chargers. It looks like it came off Nellie Simons for the Lady Ropers. Jalen Doan triggers it into Matea Hall. And it looks like we have a hand check foul called on number 3, Kamari Lomack for the Ropers. That'll be her first personal foul, second team foul. Checking in for the Memorial Chargers, number 1, Asia Roper. She's replacing her sister, Autumn Roper. That pass stolen by Morrison, and bucket is good. And we're coming back with Nailani Goyd, getting it over to Jalen Doan. Matea Hall. Jalen getting instructions from Coach Roderick Hall. Got Asia Roper driving the basket, knocked down, and we will have a foul called on the Will Rogers Ropers. Let's see which one they put it on. It looks like they're going to put it on number 1, Lindsay Overstreet. That'll be her first personal foul, third team foul of the quarter on the Lady Ropers, and Asia Roper at the line. Asia Roper hits her first free throw. She is normally a 62% free throw shooter, but she hits both of those. That'll help that average inch its way up. Number 3 with the drive, Kamari Lomack for the Ropers. Fouled by number 1, Asia Roper for the Chargers. her first personal foul, third team foul. And going to the line will be Kamari Lomack for the Ropers. Referees have whatever they needed sorted out. First shot by Lomack is up and good. Substitution in for the Ropers, number 22, Anaya Olive. She's going to give Lindsay Overstreet a break. That free throw is missed, but Sanaya Morrison comes down with the rebound. Gets it back out to Lomack, who puts up a three, blocked by Nailani Goyd. Matea Hall gets it up to Nailani, puts up a three, just a little bit long. Rebound by the Ropers, gets it down. Sanaya Morrison misses the layup. Jalen Doan with the rebound, and here come the Chargers. Nailani Goyd driving the baseline. Nice pass to Kaylina Lowe, who just can't handle it. Out of bounds to the Ropers. Ropers lead at 12-7 here in the first quarter. We got 3:31 left to go in the first. Lomack gets just inside the free throw line and hits a jumper. Gets her first 2 points of the game. And we have 14-7 for the Ropers. Kaylina Lowe's bucket is just off. Gets her own rebound, gets it to Matea Hall, goes up and is fouled. That foul was on number 23, Elizabeth Clark for the Ropers. First personal foul, fourth team foul, which means the Chargers will be shooting the rest of the way. Matea Hall will go to the line, where she's a 77% free throw shooter. The first one goes just off. She'll get another one. Amari Landrum checking in for the Chargers. Checking back in for the Ropers is Lindsay Overstreet. Second free throw is good. So we have 14-8. And Overstreet will bring the ball up for the Ropers. Chargers trail by 6 as they're in a zone defense. Ropers bringing around. Landrum gets her hands on the ball, doesn't quite knock it free. You got Morrison driving the lane, dishes it off to Nellie Simmons for the bucket. 16-8 for the Ropers. Asia Roper with the ball. Right side, drives in. Runs into Overstreet. Puts it up, doesn't quite go, and she gets her own rebound. Ball's taken away by Morrison for the Ropers. Morrison drives, kicks it back out. Three-pointer up by Overstreet, no good. Matea Hall with the rebound. Here comes the Chargers. Nice pass to Jalen Doan, kicks it out. And Nailani Goyd with the three. Yes, ma'am. That is her second three of the game, gives her 6 points. She's got 6 of the 11 for the Chargers. Chargers now trail by only 5 at 16-11. Ropers with the ball, Overstreet and Morrison playing a two-woman game there. Just kind of holding it up top, trying to get things set. Chargers defense content to let her dribble up top. Jalen Doan pops out. Little light pressure as the clock ticks down to 1:20 to go in the quarter. Basket's up and no good. Rebounded by Nailani Goyd, and she brings it up for the Chargers. Amari Landrum at the top of the key. Crossover, up, under, and off the rim. Gets her own rebound and resets it. Matea Hall goes for the corner three, and yes, there it is. 3 more for the Chargers. That is Matea's first bucket of the game. She's got 3 points, and it's a 2-point game at 16-14. Morrison dribbling it. Gets it over to Overstreet and back to Clark. See if Rogers plays for the last shot with only 27 seconds left. They drive. No good. Fight for the rebound underneath. Rogers wins the initial fight, but Asia Roper comes away with it. 18 seconds left, and the Chargers are charging. Here they come. Asia Roper up, and she is fouled. That is the second foul on Sanaya Morrison. 15 foul. At the line will be Asia Roper for 2. First one is up and good. She is 3 for 3 from the free throw line this quarter. Autumn Roper checking in for Amari Landrum for the last little bit. We got 12.4 seconds left. That one off back iron. Fight for the rebound, and we have a foul going the other way. Looks like it'll be on Nelaini Goyd. And yes, it is on Nelaini. That is her second personal foul. That was only the fourth team foul as Rogers rolls it up with only 9.9 seconds remaining. Morrison picks it up as it ticks down 6 seconds remaining. Jalen Doan guarding Morrison. 2 seconds, and it goes up. Lindsay Overstreet with the 3. Back iron, no good. And we are at the end of the first quarter. We have a score, Will Rogers 16, Memorial 15. We'll be back after a short break. Here we are back in the quarter. Morrison for the Lady Ropers just hit a bucket to make it 18-15. Chargers have it up top. Asia Roper with the ball. Gets it off to Nelaini Goyd. Dribbles right. Floater in the lane, no good. Tapped out. Jalen Doan with the rebound. Matea Hall for 3. No good. Rebounded by Sanaya Morrison for Rogers. Rogers comes up. Simons underneath. Matea Hall started to get the rebound, bounced away, but gobbled up by Nelaini Goyd. And her pass is just out of the reach of Autumn Roper. Slow start to the quarter for the Chargers. They'll get it going soon. Morrison brings it across the line for the Ropers. takes a three-point from up top, and her three-pointer is good. That 3 points gives her 5 for the game, and it's 21-15 for the Ropers. Matea Hall brings it up, gives it off to Autumn Roper. Over to Jalen Doan, who drives from the left side and off front rim. Asia Roper with the rebound. Brings it back up top. That pass stolen by number 23, Elizabeth Clark. Jalen Doan stops her from driving. Pass inside to Simons, and the bucket is good, and she'll have an end one. Foul was called on number 21, Matea Hall, her first personal foul. First team foul of the quarter for the Chargers. Kaylina Lowe and Amari Landrum checking in for the Chargers. Checking in number 2, Anaya Justice for the Ropers. Nellie Simons will be at the line for the Will Rogers Ropers. She'll have one shot. Free throw is up and good. Landrum brings the ball across the timeline for the Chargers. Hands off to Matea Hall. Elani Goyd stops and pops for 3. Gets back iron. Rebounded by Amari Landrum. Cross pass by Goyd, intercepted by Overstreet. Gets it off to Morrison. Off the backboard and no good. Nelani Goyd with the rebound. Behind the back. And she is fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. That foul is on Lindsay Overstreet, her second personal foul. First team foul of the quarter. That gives Will Rogers 2 with 2 personal fouls, both Morrison and Overstreet. That could play a factor as we go if that starts compounding, helping the Chargers. Hilani's first free throw is just off a little bit. Substitute in is Clark for the Ropers. Nelani will have one more free throw. That one is up and good. That gives Nelani 7 points for the game. It's now 24-16, an 8-point deficit for the Chargers. Morrison dribbles it up top for the Ropers. Signals over to Lomack to come get it. She does. And the Ropers are now in their set. Chargers in their zone defense. Double by Nelani Goyd. Knocks it loose. Scramble for the ball. And a timeout called by the Ropers. Good defense by the Charger, forcing that situation. Getting the scramble and forcing a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, here we are back, Chargers. I'd like to give a big shout out to Aiden Sanders, who's helping with not only the camera, but also putting up the score, keeping everything updated, and running the computer for us, the whole operating system. I'm just talking here. So most of this production is being done by Aiden Sanders Productions. That rebound was by the Chargers, a nice inlet pass by Matea Hall. Gets it down to Amari Landrum. Amari puts it up for 2. That is her second and third points of the game. She hit a free throw earlier in the game. And the deficit's now 6. That pass almost intercepted by Goyd, and we have a foul. It looks like that might be her third. That is Nailani Goyd's third personal foul. And here comes Jalen Doan without any hesitation to give her a break. Might mark that one down. Nailani Goyd with 7 of our 18 points picks up her third foul with 4:01 to go in the second quarter. So she'll get a rest maybe for the rest of the quarter. We'll see how Coach Hall wants to play it. Maybe determined partially by how the game rolls. Morrison gets it over. Nice defense. That ball was knocked away by Amari Landrum from behind. Gathered together, Jalen Doan. And Jalen Doan is absolutely run over by number 2, Anaya Justice. That'll be her first personal foul. Chargers will take it in from out of bounds. That is the second team foul of the quarter for the Ropers. Returning to the lineup for the Ropers is Anaya Olive. Jalen will inbound the ball for the Chargers. Looking to cut into this lead even more. Asia Roper with her foot on the line from three-point range. And that ball goes out of bounds off of Simmons. Looks like we're in the same spot. We'll do it again. That ball inbound to Landrum. Landrum gets it out to Hall. Back to Landrum, wide open for 3. Little too strong. Rebound, Clark for Rogers. That ball, nice interception by Matea Hall. She brings it across herself, takes it down the lane, and we have a charge called on Matea. That'll be Matea's second personal foul, third team foul of the quarter. And we're still at that 6-point deficit. We've been at it for a little while. Let's see what they got going. It looks like they had a clock problem. The clock did not start, so they're going to run a couple seconds off. Not sure they needed to run that many seconds off, but they did. They ran it from 3:14 down to 3:05. So there's 3:05 left to go in the second quarter. 24-18 Will Rogers. This is the championship game of the Will Rogers tournament being played at East Central. The recent cold snap busted some pipes and completely destroyed, from what I understand, the court at Will Rogers. They'll be playing on the road basically the rest of the season. You got Morrison taking the ball up to Simmons. Up, and she was too strong. Nice rebound by Matea Hall. Matea has the ball, being guarded by Morrison. Almost picked up her third foul, but got away with a little bit of a block. That shot missed. That ball put up by Elizabeth Clark, but she is fouled. That foul appears to be on Amari Landrum. That is her first personal foul. Fourth Memorial team foul. At the line will be number 23, Elizabeth Clark. First free throw is no good for Miss Clark. She'll have one more. Will Rogers will pull one more player back. And she misses them both. And Amari Landrum will bring it back up the court for Memorial. Kaylina Lowe with the pass into Matea Hall. That ball was blocked by number 22, Anaya Olive. Here comes Morrison for the Ropers. Gets it back to Olive, who misses her shot. Saved and back out to, it looks like, number 3, Lomack. She gets the bucket. And we have 26-18 for the Ropers. Matea Hall drove the bucket on the baseline. She was knocked down very unceremoniously by Nellie Simmons. That'll be her first personal foul, third team foul. And there you go, Matea getting back with the three. That's her second three-pointer of the game. She's got 6 points for the game, and it's 26-21. Rogers seems to be in no hurry whenever they're bringing the ball up. Morrison drives, puts up a floater, no good. Simmons rips the ball away and misses her shot. And Amari Landrum has it guarded by Morrison. Loses it, needs to get it across. And we have a timeout and a technical. It looks like a technical has been called on the Memorial Chargers coach. Coach Hall was just out trying to call a timeout, and it looks like one of the referees has teed him up for being out too far on the court. So that will not only cost the Chargers the ball, because Rogers will get 2 free throws and the ball. Looks like we'll at least get to keep the timeout. A little bit of a frustrating situation for Coach Hall. He saw his player in trouble, was trying to get a timeout, not getting recognized, so he stepped out a little too much just to get recognized. And the referee on the far side went ahead and teed him out for being too far out on the court. So going to the line will be Sanaya Morrison. First one is up and good. And second one is up and good, and now Rogers will get the ball due to the technical. So what was a 5-point game is now a 7-point game, at risk of going to a 9 or 10-point game. So let's see if our defense can step up and stop them. Chargers have been in his zone pretty much the whole game. Jalen Doan at the top of the zone. That was a 2-pointer banked in by Lomack. So that did end up being 4-point possession. 2 from the free throw, 2 from the additional possession. Matea Hall with the shot, but she is fouled. She'll go to the line for 2 shots. That foul's on number 30, Nellie Simons. That'll be her second personal foul. So Matea Hall at the line for 2. First one is good. Second one is also good. Chargers looking for a defensive stop with 38 seconds left to go in the quarter. See if they can cut into this lead a little more. A quick shot by Morrison, no good. Not sure their coach is real happy with that one as he shakes his head on the far sidelines. Got Amari Landrum in the corner. Clock's counting down to 21 seconds, gets it into Matea Hall. Matea kicks it out. We have a block, and that will send Matea to the line. That is the 5th foul of the quarter, and the 3rd foul on Nellie Simons for the Will Rogers Ropers. So their center is now in foul trouble with 3, and Matea Hall's back at the line shooting for the Chargers. A 77% free throw shooter, hits her 3rd one in a row, 3rd one of the quarter as well. Second one is off with 16.8 seconds left, and Morrison brings it up. Still doesn't seem to be in a real big hurry as we hit 8 seconds. 6 seconds. Morrison drives, pushes off to get space, doesn't get called. And that bucket should not count, and no, it does not. It came after the buzzer. So At the half, we have a score of 30 for Will Rogers, 24 for Memorial. We'll come back with about 2 to 3 minutes left to go in the half, and we'll have some halftime totals for you on points. That you're listening to Memorial Chargers basketball on Charger TV. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you after a half. All right, we've got about a minute two left to go in the halftime. I'm a little late coming back. I apologize for that. Some point totals from the first quarter, starting with the Ropers. The Ropers are being led this half, by Sanaya Morrison, number 0. She had 8 in the first quarter, 4 in the second quarter, giving her 12 for the first half with 2 fouls. Second leading scorer for the Ropers will be Nellie Simons. She had 2 in the first and 6 in the second quarter for 8. Elizabeth Clark had 3. And Kamari Lomack also had, Kamari Lomack did not have 3. She had 7. So, foul situation for Rogers. Nellie Simons has 3 fouls. Sanaya Morrison and Lindsay Overstreet with 2 each. Anaya Justice and Kamari Lomack with 1, as well as Elizabeth Clark. For your Memorial Chargers, leading the way is Matea Hall. She has 9 points. She's got 2 3-pointers and 3 free throws. Coming up, second leading scorer is Nailani Goyd. She's got 7 points in limited action. She picked up her 3rd foul with 4+ to go in the second quarter. Also scoring for the Chargers, Amari Landrum has 3, and Asia Roper has 3, and Kaylina Lowe has 2. If I remember right, those were the first 2 points of the game. Foul situation for the Chargers, Nailani Goyd with 3, Matea Hall with 2, Asia Roper, Kaylina Lowe, and Amari Landrum each with 1. Coming out of halftime, it looks like it will be the Ropers' ball. We have a 30-24 score with the Ropers leading by 6. And Lomack will bring it across the line. Looks like Goyd is back in for the Chargers. First shot is up and no good by Morrison, but rebounded by Simons. Rogers gets a second crack at it. Give and go. And they knock it back out to Lomack. Goyd guarding Lomack. Goyd with her length has caused a lot of steals. She's averaging 2 steals a game. That was number 23, Elizabeth Clark. Jalen Doan off to Matea Hall. I apologize. Nailani Goyd has 2.5 steals a game. Amari Landrum had 2. Matea Hall with the shot, rebounded by Asia Roper. Had a lot of hand checking going on, and Kamari Lomack gets called for the personal foul. Her second personal foul, first team foul of the quarter. And Jalen Doan will inbound for the Chargers. Sends it out to Nailani Goyd, puts a 3-point up, off the backboard, no good. Gets her own rebound. And hits Matea Hall, cutting to the basket for 2. So Matea Hall gets her 10th and 11 points a game, starts the scoring off for the Chargers in the second half. That basket, that shot by number 3, Kamari Lomack. Up and no good, but she was fouled by Kaylina Lowe. That is her second personal foul. Lomack will go to the line for the Chargers. Her first one is up and good. Autumn Roper checking in for the Chargers. And the second one is good. 34-26. Full court pressure put on, creates a steal for the Ropers, who promptly turn it back over. Jalen Doan with the steal. And here come the Chargers on the break. Autumn Roper in and out. Rebound by Lomack. Brings it up. Gets past Jalen Doan. Euro steps and gets the 2. Roper's come out on a 6-2 run. Chargers looking to respond. Autumn Roper takes it to the hole, puts it up and over. number 30 Simmons, and it's out of bounds off of Asia Roper. Overstreet checking in for the Ropers, looking to build on what has become a 10-point lead. We'll get the score corrected on the screen here in just a second. Three-pointer put up and good by Kamari Lomack. And Rogers has come out on fire, absolutely on fire. They've already got 9 points. We have a foul on number 0, Sanaya Morrison. That is her third personal foul. We have a three-pointer put up by Autumn Roper, rebounded. That was Asia Roper. It's off, but Nailani Goyd with the steal. Gets it up to Asia Roper, misses the layup, but she gets fouled on her next one. And that is Lomack's third personal foul, and the fouls are beginning to mount for the Lady Ropers. They're showing only 2 fouls for the Ropers on the scoreboard, but I have that as their third. One on Lomack, one on Morrison. And then one more. Here we go. And Asia Roper hits that. She gets both buckets from the free throw line. And it's 39-28. The lead is down to 11. Chargers needing to make a run. It's going to have to start on the defensive end as the Ropers have come out red hot. And that will help. A steal by Nailani Goyd. And there's a foul. I may have been off. That looks like they're going to credit that as their third foul. That'll be on number 23, Elizabeth Clark, her second foul. Third team foul. Number 2, Anaya Justice checks in. Full court press put on. Goyd splits the defenders, gets it up to Autumn Roper, puts up the 3, no good, but Asia Roper right there to challenge for the rebound, causes a tie ball, and the possession arrow favors the Chargers. Looking to cut into this 11-point lead. Autumn Roper will inbound the ball. And we have a 30-second timeout to be called by the Chargers. With 4:50 remaining in the third quarter, 39-28 is the score. It's a good time to make sure you are aware of the upcoming week that we have at Memorial High School. We have a big week coming up with 3 games in the next week. On Tuesday, we have Hall and Hall. We have home games on Tuesday. We have a home game on Friday. And then we have a makeup home game set on Saturday. Saturday is the makeup from the snowed out Edison game. Game times, if I remember right, are 4:30 and 6. The varsity girls will be at 4:30. Varsity boys will be at 6. JV games to pre-seed. But we will have games. I do believe we're playing Hall and Hall on Tuesday. Top of the head, I'm not remembering who our Friday match is, but come on out. With this new district format, every game is going to be a big game. We've got 3 home games this week, so come on out. Asia Roper goes in, and that's an end one for Asia Roper. She started well. That's her 4th point of the quarter, 7th points of the game. And that's 3 fouls on number 23, Elizabeth Clark. And the Chargers are shooting the rest of the way of the quarter with 4:45 remaining. Asia Roper gets it to go. She is 6 for 6 from the line today. Returning to the lineup will be number 3, Kamari Lomack. She's got 3 fouls. As a matter of fact, Rogers has 4 players with 3 fouls. They got Morrison, Lomack, Clark, and Simons all with 3. And there's Simons with the bucket. She'll get 2 more on the scoreboard. 41-31 for the Ropers. Matea Hall gets away with a little bit of a push, drives the lane and puts it up and in. Matea Hall with 4 points this quarter, 13 for the game. Morrison puts it up, and it looks like Autumn Roper got her across the arms. I think she got her across both arms with it. Yep, that's who they're going to get. That is her first personal foul, second team foul of the quarter. That'll send Morrison to the line for the Ropers. First one is up and in as number 2, Justice, checks in for the Ropers, replacing Lomack. Second one is up and good. Gives her 4 points this quarter. Autumn Roper misses the layup, rebounded by Matea Hall. Brings it out to three-point line, goes back underneath, gets knocked down, misses the no foul call. Asia Roper causes that turnover to Neilani Goyd. That rebound by number 23. And it looks like we have a timeout called by the Ropers. We'll take it with them, so we'll be right back right after this timeout. And we're back, and here come the Ropers bringing it up out of the timeout. They're up by 10, 43-33. Morrison taking her time as she comes up to the 10-foot line for volleyball. This has kind of been the mantra for Rogers. They've been bringing it up slow all game. Chargers have been content to let them. They've gone into a full court press a couple of times, but for the most part, have just kind of let them walk it up. Matea Hall starts inching out on Morrison, trying to get close enough to get a count. Morrison drives. There is a foul. Let's see who they get for the foul. Looks like they got Matea Hall with her third foul. Morrison going to the line for 2 shots. First one rattles in and out. Second one is good. Morrison's got 17 to lead all scorers in the game. Chargers got to find a way to slow her down if they're going to come back. Matea Hall spins underneath, gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and it is good. Tenacious play by Matea Hall gets her 2 more points, 15 for the game. Gets the Chargers within 9. Coach Hall calling out a different defense, wanting the Chargers to extend a little, trying to get them in their offense a little quicker. Does not work out quite so well as Nellie Simons hits the short jumper. Hall and Morrison are going at it, and Morrison just picked up her 4th foul. Matea Hall got Morrison to foul her. Sending her to the line as that's the 5th foul of the quarter on the Will Rogers Ropers. That is Morrison's 4th foul. They're saying that on the scoreboard that's her 3rd, but I have it as her 4th. Substitution into the game is Anaya Justice. Something going on with the substitution over there. And Matea Hall misses that second one. Gets her own rebound, puts it up. And we have a foul on the Memorial Chargers with a hold. That is the first foul on Asia Roper. Correction, I have that as her 2nd foul. It is her 2nd foul. I'm reading the scoreboard backwards. And we have a foul called on number 23, Elizabeth Clark. I have it as their 4th, and they have it as their 4th. That'll send the Chargers to the line. Going to the line will be Asia Roper. She's 6 for 6 from the line. So this could be a good thing if she continues that trend. First one is good. Second one is good, and the announcer's curse did not come into play, thankfully. Otherwise, I would never hear the end of it at school on Monday. Olive checking in for the Ropers, who inbounded deep to Lomack. And looks like Chargers got the turnover they needed. Kalina Lowe with the ball. And then we promptly turn it back over to the Ropers. Trailing by 8 right now, the Chargers. Looking to get that turnover again. Lomack hands it off to Morrison. Morrison back to Lomack. Goyd stepping out as they start to move it around. Lomack back to Morrison. Double team by Hall and Goyd. She holds on to it. And she drives again, puts it up, a little too much English. Rebound gotten by Simons, who misses it. Rebound by Jalen Doan. Morrison knocks it away. Euro step, no good. And here comes Matea Hall for the Chargers. Matea charges, no foul. There it is. There's the foul call. That is the 4th foul on Nellie Simons, unless I'm wrong again. They got foul on number 30. Nellie Simons, it is her 4th. Matea going to the line for 2. First one is good. And both of them are good. It's been Matea and Asia this quarter. Matea's got 8, Asia's got 7. We had a deflection, so that was no good, but then we get the steal. Asia Roper driving, puts it up, and it's good! Asia Roper keeps her good quarter going. She's got 2, 4, 6, 9 in the quarter. She's got 12 for the game. And all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game. And there's Will Rogers with an answer. Lomack with a 3. She's got 10 in the quarter. 49-42 with 16 seconds remaining in the quarter. Hall brings it across over to Kalina Lowe, who puts up a 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Overstreet, gets it up front to number 3. Lomack, layup is good. And that's the end of the quarter. With a score, Rogers 51, Memorial 42. And we'll be back right after this break. Okay, and we're coming back. It looks like it is Will Rogers' possession. Coming out of the halftime. Overstreet hands it off to Morrison, gets it to Lomack, charges on Landrum. Nice defense by Landrum. Oh, and Goyd picks up a foul from behind. That's going to be her 4th foul. Going to the line will be Elizabeth Clark for Will Rogers. She is short on her first one. Jalen Doan checking in for the Chargers, replacing Goyd. Second free throw is good. Taya Hall has it up top, being harassed by Morrison, playing with 4 fouls. Taya Hall goes in with the drive, goes off, and saves it, but saves it right to Morrison, who brings it across for Rogers. Rogers drives on Jalen Doan, who stops her, and nice block by Kaylina Lowe. Asia Roper with the ball, back to Landrum. Keeps her pivot foot over to Doan. Doan with the floater in the lane, no good. Rebound to Simons. And here comes the slow walk from Rogers. Landrum picks her up at midcourt. Passes it off to Lomack. Drives. Back to Morrison. And do we get a charge? We did. We got a charge on that. Big charge taken by number 21. That was Matea Hall. And that will be the 4th foul on Morrison. So Hall brings it up, stops, pop for 3, got it! 3 points for Matea Hall. Gives her 20 for the game. 52-45, a 7-point game. Nice cut down to number 23, Clark, fouled on the play by Kaylina Lowe. That will be Kaylina's 3rd personal foul. That'll send Clark to the line for 2. She is 1 for 4 from the line tonight. That one looks a little long, does not get the roll. Get some words of encouragement. That one comes off, rebounded by Landrum. So a foul, but no harm on that one. Landrum takes it down, kicks it off to Doan, back to Matea Hall, who hits it from three-point range, and a 7-point lead dwindles to 4. Chargers have been here a few times this game. They keep getting down to about 4, and then Rogers hits something. Here we had a foul. That looks like it was before the shot, so it'll be inbound for the Ropers. That foul was given to number 20, Landrum, and not Matea Hall. Both of them were there. That is a break for the Chargers, as that would have been Hall's 4th foul. Simmons with a nice little roll bucket for Rogers. Leads back to 6. Let's see if the Chargers can answer as Landrum drives. Overstreet guarding, kicks it out to Kaylina Lowe. Kaylina gets it to Matea, who's been hot. Drives on Simons, a little bit hard, rebound by Landrum, and it's up and good. Landrum gets her first point since the second quarter. That's 5 for the game, and it's a 4-point game again. Overstreet drives, fouled. That's going to be Landrum picking up the foul, sending Overstreet to the line. Amari's 3rd personal foul. Overstreet's going to go to the line where she is 5 of 6 on the evening. So she's been shooting it pretty well from there. That one is good. She'll have one more. It's good. That's her 20th point of the game, tying Matea Hall. Correction, Matea hit another 3. Matea's at 23, so Matea still leads all scorers. Matea goes in, off the board in front rim, no good. And here comes Morrison, up 6. Put up by Landrum, no good. Rebound by Morrison, loses it out of bounds to the Chargers. Got 4:45 on the clock. Chargers have trailed pretty much the whole game. Not sure they've had a lead the whole game, but they're trying to make the comeback. Here comes Lem. Nice dish to Kaylina Lowe. Comes up just a little short. Fights for the rebound. Out of bounds to the Ropers. Ropers inbound it. Overstreet brings it across. Picked up by Jalen Doan. Out towards the timeline. Hands it off. There's Simons, up and around and in. Back to an 8-point lead. Chargers bringing it up, needing a bucket. Can't let the lead get too big at this point, and we got a foul called on number 3. That is her 4th personal foul on Kamari Lomack. So they have 4 players with 4 fouls. Would like to see us drive at a couple of them, see if we can get some players fouled out here in the next minute or two to help us make this comeback. Inbounded to Hall. Gets over to Asia Roper. Asia's been hot this half. Oh, loses it just out of bounds. She has 9 points in the half, 12 for the game. And here come the Ropers. Overstreet with it. Down to number 23. Lets it go through her hands. Knocked away by Jalen Doan and out of bounds. Good defense there by the Chargers. Unlucky not to get the ball back on the out of bounds. And it looks like Overstreet will inbound for the Ropers. Inbounded to Morrison. Good defense, but she goes up and in anyway. 2 more points for Morrison. Here comes Landrum quickly. Little push off on Morrison. Dishes it to Asia Roper. And there we go. There's Asia Roper with 2 more. And we have a timeout called by the Memorial Chargers. Looks like they signaled for a full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. We got 3:20 left to go. Chargers down 8, but looking to mount it. That just might happen. I can see it coming. And we're back. Got Overstreet bringing the ball up for the Ropers, taken, guarded by Goyd as she comes across. Goyd playing with 4 fouls. Morrison with it, guarded by Landrum. Needs to get a little closer if she wants a count. There it goes. Keep her in front of you. Landrum getting instructions to get a tighter guard by Coach Hall. Looks like Morrison's might be looking to dribble the whole quarter out. We have a foul called on Landrum. That is her 4th personal foul. That is the 15th foul of the quarter on the Chargers, sending Morrison to the line. Not exactly the person you want to send to the line. She is 7 of 8 on the night. But she does not get that one. Can make it her 7 of 9. She's got 22 points, looking for her 23rd point here. And she is true on that one. Gets the nice shooter's roll. Chargers needing to score in bunches now. Matea Hall goes quickly in. Does not get a foul call, but does get the bucket. Nice drive by Matea Hall for 2. Here's Morrison looking to just dribble, it looks like. Gets it off to number 3, Lomack. With 2:12 left, they're in no hurry to do anything, up 7. Chargers really need to start pressing this. Asia gets up on her. Hands off to Morrison, guarded by Landrum. And that will be Landrum's 5th foul. She will be done for the game. She fouls out. She ended up with 5 points on the night. Some really good defense on the night, though. That she really strengthened her defense as the year's gone on. Jalen Doan checking in for Amari. Morrison's first free throw is up and good. And the lead's back to 9 with that. Alani Goyd drives, kicks it over to Kaylina Lowe, comes up just off, rebound, and stolen back by Goyd. Matea Hall with it, guarded tight. That was Morrison guarding, but she gets it up and under and in to more for Matea Hall. Morrison dribbling, Doan guarding. It's like Morrison's going to look to just dribble and try and get a foul sometime. Chargers will have no choice at some point. And we have a timeout called by the Will Rogers Ropers. Looks like it's going to be a full timeout, and we'll be right back in 60 seconds. And we're back. We got 104 left as the Chargers trail by 7. Morrison gets the inbound with Doan guarding her. Goy comes out to help. Morrison just putting on a dribbling clinic. And there we go. Matea Hall with the steal. And Morrison with the block out of bounds to the Chargers. Chargers need a quick bucket here with 45 seconds remaining. Don't have time to mess around. Matea Hall with it. Goes in, goes down, no good on the bucket. Thrown away to Asia Roper, puts it up, no good, back iron. Rebound by Simons, who gets the ball to Morrison with 30 seconds remaining. Doan steps up to guard Morrison. And Doan picks up the foul to stop the clock. That'll be her first personal foul, sending Morrison to the line for 2. Rogers up 7, Morrison going to the line. Morrison just this quarter has hit quite a few free throws. She is 5 of 6 this quarter. Make that 6 of 7 this quarter. And the second one is also good. Morrison gets her own rebound after the missed shot. And Elani Goyd picks up the foul. That will be her 5th foul. With 11.1 seconds remaining. Chargers will take their time making the substitution. And Autumn Roper does check in for the Memorial Chargers. And Morrison will be at the line for 2 free throws. There's one is good. Second one is up and good, giving her 29 for the game. Matea Hall with the ball, given to her by Kaylina Lowe. And the rebound and the layup is just off, and that'll do it. That's the ball game. We have a final score. The Will Rogers Ropers 67, Memorial Chargers 56, so it ends up being an 11-point difference. We will keep it here as we prepare for the trophy and plaque presentations. A few stats. Leading the Chargers with 27 points was Matea Hall. Asia Roper had 11. Leilani Goyd had 7, all in the first half. Amari Landrum had 5, and Kaylina Lowe had 2, totaling 56 points for the Chargers. The athletic director for Rogers is Scott Childers. He is preparing to present any trophies and plaques that are to be given out. And they are now presenting the Chargers with the plaque. This is the runner-up plaque. A very successful tournament for the Memorial Chargers. And they are giving, it looks like, Matea Hall a medal for outstanding player for all tournament team. Now handing out the gold ball for the championship. Scott Childers is now handing it. Nellie Simmons is stepping forward to get it for the Ropers. A few more things to hand out. MVP plaque is being given to Sanaya Morrison. From what I saw from this game, well-deserved. She had 29 points in the championship and really controlled the game from the point guard position. Nellie Simons with an all-tournament team medal. And, of course, Sanaya Morrison will get one of those as well. You can't be tournament MVP and not get the medal. Scoring rundown for the Ropers. They only had 4 people get on the scoreboard. The Ropers had Sanaya Morrison with 29, Kamari Lomack with 19, Nellie Simmons with 16, and Elizabeth Clark with 4. So that totaled 67 for them. So Will Rogers won the tournament title, beating the Memorial Chargers 67-56. But overall, I would have to say it was a very successful tournament for the Memorial Chargers. They went 2-1 in the tournament, defeating Will Rogers JV, as well as a tough Collinsville team who is 500 in District 5A3. They defeated Collinsville, really controlling the game last night and beating Collinsville by just about double digits. I can't remember the final score, but it was right around double digits for a final. And then they came in, they competed very well, just wasn't able to pull it off against the Will Rogers Ropers. Not only that, but the JV team for the Memorial Chargers was in this tournament as well. The JV team lost to this Will Rogers team, but then they went on to defeat the varsity team from Dove Academy, and they defeated the Will Rogers JV team earlier today to take the consolation championship. So overall for the girls, it was a very successful tournament. In case you're wondering and did not know, the boys had a good tournament as well. They started off with a win over Lincoln Christian on Thursday. They lost a tight one to Collinsville, a very good Collinsville squad, probably the best they've had in a while, with former Memorial coach Todd Anderson at the helm out in Collinsville, with Nate West, Memorial alum, assisting them. They took out Memorial last night. Memorial came back with a good rebound win over Will Rogers earlier today for the guys. So they went 2-1. Our girls went 2-1 2-1, and our JV girls went 2-1. Overall, the Will Rogers tournament, while not bringing home a first place trophy, overall not a bad weekend. And for the girls, I would think a very successful weekend as they go back into district play. Again, the teams kick it back off this Tuesday as they both look for revenge against Holland Hall. The girls will tip off at 6, boys at 7:30. Again, we'll be back at it on Friday at Memorial Veterans Arena, and then again on Saturday, some different times. We have tip times of 4:30 and 6 for the varsity on Saturday. That is the makeup game against the crosstown rivals Midtown Classic Edison Eagles. So come on out, 3 nights to enjoy basketball at Memorial's Veterans Arena. This is This is Charger TV getting ready to sign off. I am Russell Pasquarella. Again, a big thank you to Aiden Sanders, who did everything but the talking for this game. He ran the whole shebang for us. So thank you to Aiden Sanders. I'm Russell Pasquarella. This is Charger TV signing off. See you Tuesday.